Hello, in today's video I'm going to show you how to do a make one right and a make one left. This little piece that I've got here is the beginning of a triangular shawl. It doesn't look like a triangle yet, but we've got increases happening here, here, here and here. And it's starting with a garter tab here in the center, and I've got another video showing you how to do a garter tab, and you can see it makes a really nice smooth beginning for a shawl. So you might like to check out that garter tab video as well. But let's get started with our make one right and make one left. In the pattern that I'm using for this piece here, the first thing I need to do is knit 3. There are border stitches in this pattern. And then I'm going to make one right. What I need to do is use my left hand needle to pick up the piece of yarn or bar of yarn that is between the stitch I just knit and the one I'm about to work, from the back to the front. So I'm using the left hand needle to pick up that bar of yarn there. And now I'm going to use my right hand needle to knit into the front of this stitch as if it was a regular knit stitch. So I'm going to come over here and knit into this side of that bar or loop that I've just picked up. What that does is twists that loop around. I'm not sure if you can see that that loop has now twisted over, and that's what we want to happen. We've created a stitch but not a hole. Then I need to knit up to my stitch marker, which is over here. That's the instruction in my pattern. And then I'm going to make one left. So I've gotten up to my stitch marker here, and I'm going to make one left. The one we made over here was make one right. This one is make one left. So with the make one right, we went from the back to the front. This one we want to go and pick up that bar with our left hand needle from the front to the back. So from the front of the work to the back of the work, we've picked up that horizontal bar of yarn, and now we're going to knit into the back of that stitch. So we're not going to go into the front here, we're going to knit into the back of that stitch. Like when you do a knit through the back of the loop, that's the same place we're going to be putting our right hand needle, and then we knit that stitch. And it's the same situation. That stitch or that loop has now twisted over. So we create a stitch but not a hole. I'll just pass my stitch marker over, knit 3 as per my pattern instructions, pass the stitch marker over. Now I'm going to make one right again. So my left hand needle goes from the back to the front, lifting up that horizontal bar of yarn that's between the stitch I just made and the next one along. And I'm going to knit into the front of that stitch, which is over here. When I say the front of the stitch, I mean knitting as if I'm just knitting a regular stitch. So over here, right there. I'm not knitting into here, and you can see what would probably happen if I did knit into there. I'd create a very big hole. So I'm knitting here and making sure that new loop gets twisted around, and you can see that twist there. Then I knit until I have 3 stitches remaining as per my pattern instructions, and I'll make one left. So now I'm going to make one left with my left hand needle. I go from the front to the back, lifting up that horizontal bar, and I'm going to knit into the back of that stitch that I've just lifted up. So just here, and I knit that as normal, and then knit to the end of my row. So what I've done there is increased 4 stitches, and the make one right leans to the right, the make one left leans to the left, make one right leans to the right, and the make one left leans to the left. In stocking stitch, rather than garter stitch, which is this, the lean of the stitch is a lot more prominent and visible, but it's still visible in garter stitch when you get a bit more of the pattern happening. So that is make one right and make one left. I hope that's helpful. Bye.